Hi, I'm Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Tonight I have a very special show. I have Sandie Lanae, who is a psychic, and to be honest, Sandie, I don't know anything about psychics except for there's one in Placerville, and she's off the highway, and she has a light on that says open, and we always kind of think it's good for the economy when she's open.
You bet.
So we go there to see a chiropractor. We come back, and we always want to stop and see her, but we never quite get it done. But when your friend Kim Capel mentioned you, I said, yeah, I want to have her on the show.
Oh, well, thank you. This is an honor.
Well, how do you get into being a psychic? As a child, do you start get visions or something? Or
Well, I was born with the ability to see the future, to see present-day events going on. And that's what I do with my clientele is they come in and I just see what concerns that they have, and then I just look into their future, and then I tell them, well, basically what to do, give them some options and suggestions.
So our cameraman director, Justin, could come to you, and you could tell him some of the things he should do, like stay helping me?
Yes, that's exactly what's in his future.
Yes. Or you could tell him, run, run, run.
Yeah, no, I think he'll stay here.
Excellent. Well, hopefully we'll pass on the show and keep it in for generations.
You bet.
But when I talked to you, you said you're at a place where it's also a greenhouse or something like that, or it's a nursery?
Yes, it's called Evergreen Genes Incorporated, and I'm there each Tuesday, and I give my intuitive readings there. What I use as my tool, if I could speak about that, is
Sure.
I devised a way in 1984, that I use stones, which are agates and crystals and jaspers, and they're all programmed with their own meaning. And so then I have my client choose X amount, and that gives me a guideline of exactly what I need to be telling them.
So if I come in and there's like a bowl with 3 stones, or stones of each kind?
I have 117.
So if I take out 20 of one and 2 of one and 2 of one, you kind of get an idea what's going on?
Well, for an example, one of my stones is a finance stone. That's what it's programmed to be. And so if you were to choose that, then I tune into your energies, and I could say, well, maybe you're going to be getting a promotion at your job, or you're sitting down here at the Nugget spending too much money and your bills really need to get paid. You might want to think about changing your schedule when it comes to your finances.
And your lifestyle.
And your lifestyle. That's very true, very true.
Well, some of the information sounds like you get pretty personal.
I can.
Well, yeah, I guess you have to.
I try, yes, I do. I have to get kind of personal. I only believe in giving upbeat readings. So if there happens to be an event, an unpleasant event that's coming up, I can present it in a special way to where it doesn't sound horrifying. I don't believe in scaring my clients. I believe in telling them what's coming up so they can embrace it or they can change their own future.
Well, I'm a hospice volunteer. Sometimes there isn't changing anything. It's just appreciating each day.
Right, yeah.
But if you do sense things, you just kind of give them a warning to be careful or change the diet? Or
I just tell them to just be aware of the future. And if you aren't liking this event that's coming up, it's up to you now. You can change it.
Well, do you have clients, remember a Woody Allen movie where the client kept on going and going to her psychic to get readings to do what to do with Woody Allen? And I forget what that show was called, but she was really obsessed with what her opinion of her psychic was. Do you have people like that come to you all the time to make any decision?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of clients that will come to me and I tell them the same thing year after year. And finally, after a short while, I just tell them, look, I just can't help you anymore. Because I give the information. It's up to them, my clients, to use it or not. And so after a while, when I'm just saying the same thing, just putting a different date on it, it gets very tedious for me because I know these people are wanting the help. They're not using it, though. But the information I hand over, that's all up to you.
So if I keep coming back to you because I gamble too much or drink too much or fool around too much or whatever too much, and then I don't heed your advice, you just finally say go away. Because the guy's not going to get freedom from you telling us not to do anything, but you got to wise up sooner or later, or you're telling them to go away.
Well, I hope so. And plus, too, I feel guilty because I do charge, and I start feeling guilty about taking your money because I'm just telling you that.
But wouldn't that give them?
I'm telling you the same things.
Wouldn't that give
over
them
and
a
over.
little bit of relief, even though they're being bad? They're trying to.
They're trying to, sure.
Well, maybe they're venting their badness to you, and you're kind of like their only outlet that feels safe if they're not religious people.
That is a good point. I'd have to agree with you on that. Okay. Yeah.
Because I give food to a lot of people, and I get them to tell me about why do they need food. And a lot of it's, besides the economy, it's gambling, or it's drinking, or drugs. And it's so you kind of know. They're very honest. They tell me exactly. And I still get them the food, but I know they're not going to change their habits on the short term.
Right.
But you just hope in the long term they can figure out this.
I hope so too.
I mean, that's my little world.
Right. I
But,
agree with you on that. I think that's probably why they do keep coming back.
Yeah, because everything's so expensive these days, and any little mistake can really cost you. That's why you're so important, I would think.
Oh, well, thank you for that. Thank you.
No, really, I'm just looking at it logically for me, because if I have something wrong with my car, it can set me back for almost a year.
Sure.
Yeah, we got in a car wreck in May, and it just not even close to financially coming out of it.
Oh, goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
But,
Wow. Oh, that's, well,
So if I came to see you about something like that, well, would you be able to tell me that things will be good in the future or bad in the future? Or?
yeah, it's really interesting, my gift. It really gets down to the details. And there are times it's really interesting that, somebody will come to me with a personal love problem or something, and all of a sudden, because I get these wonderful visions. That's how I see things. I get these wonderful visions. It's almost like watching a TV program right in front of me.
Cool.
Yeah. And all of a sudden it's like, do you own a red car? And, they'll look at me like, well, sure. And it's like, you might want to get the back tire looked at because I think there's a nail or something. And you could pop or you could wake up one morning, need to get to work, and you can't because the tire's flat. And they'll go, oh, my gosh, well, okay. And it seems like when those just pieces of trivia type of visions come through, they'll get a hold of me a couple days later and say, oh my gosh, you know what? Yeah, I took that to the tire shop. There was a nail in it. It's all fixed. It's like, oh, okay, universe, thank you for those visions. Those are my fun visions. But,
excellent.
Yeah, I've had people come up and they want a reading, and I give them a general reading about something, and I've told them about something with their house that's going wrong.
Ooh.
Plumbing or electric.
Electric?
Yeah.
Because I just mentioned I'm having problems with my electric.
Oh, you did? Yeah. And so they always come back a couple, 2 or 3 days, a week later. Goodness sakes, yeah, we found a leak in the blah, blah. It's like, oh. So it's just interesting to me where these visions come from, I'm helping them, but I'm seeing something that needs to be fixed.
Well, as a child, were your parents nice to you about these visions? Because you had to be able to tell somebody about them.
Well, actually, my parents, they were just very encouraging, but they just thought I was strange. And, which is, basically, yeah. But it wasn't until, and I thought everybody had psychic powers. I really did. Until I think I was in 7th grade. I was in art class. I had this vision of something coming up. And I started spewing forth, and everybody looked at me like I should be in a rubber room.
Is this like around 5 or 6 age?
No, what are you in 7th grade? 12,
Oh, okay.
13 years, however old you are when you're in, that age or in that class.
I used to think that people thought in alpha to a certain age, and then all of a sudden they go to beta, where your dog is in alpha, and you could communicate if you get your mind in alpha, that the psychics keep their brainwaves in alpha so they can see the visions coming. But most of us are kind of like cavemen, and we kind of we had a chance to be in alpha as a kid, and we kind of go into beta because it's easier.
Oh, well, that's true. That's what happens with a lot of people. I believe that everybody's got psychic ability. Little kids, they're very powerful.
Exactly, for survival technique that got put into us, and we naturally have it, but something changes as we get older. But it sounds like you were able to keep it.
Yeah, I did. I honed it. I liked it. Sometimes it's scary. The things sometimes I see are not that pleasant. But I just thought everybody had that ability. When I learned that a lot of people don't, or they don't use it, then I kept myself, pretty well quiet on the subject. I didn't just keep spewing forth. So.
Well, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Well, when did you turn it into a business? Did you go to college and help people?
No, I've never been to college. I just wanted to do my own thing.
But you started doing this as a young person for helping people with readings?
No, this was just in 1984. I thought, I'm going to try it, give it a try. Because, I had other jobs, and I was married, and my daughter and things. And then I just thought, I love to help people, and this is how I can.
Well, I think that if you have a gift like that, it's great to use it.
I think it's fun to use it.
Yeah.
I've been interesting places, but I have to admit, the people that I have met are what's interesting about my business. I've read for politicians and movie stars and
Oh, wow.
entertainers, and I just love all the people. And if I can help them with, any kind of concern, it's interesting how people want to know about love.
Exactly. My wife told me that she saw me coming about 10 years prior
Oh, cool.
from a psychic.
Uh-huh.
And then when she saw me, she wasn't sure to keep me or not. It turns out I'm a real pain. So, but I always remember describing that psychic. I'm thinking, well.
Oh, funny. Oh, funny. Well, I think she'll keep you.
She'll keep me anyways. Well, we're going to take a break soon. Can you give out some contact information so people can, track you down?
Yes, I can. I have my own website, and it has all of my stones that I use on there. You can purchase a reading through the website, and that is www.sandiespsychicstones.com.
Well, this area is going to be is hilarious to me. I really love it because it really gets your imagination going. Well, anyways, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to her about ghosts.
Yes.
Thank you.
It used to be that I could never show my emotions or open my heart to what was really true. But now I see that I was just a fool for devotion. I wanted you to love the way I do. So damn me for loving too much, wearing my heart down on my sleeve. And damn me for loving your touch, 'cause now you're only in my dreams. I love too what it's like to feel that explosion. Loving a girl can bring you to your knees. And then it goes, and all that love becomes erosion. Well, that's that pain that I feel in me. Now I sing, damn me for loving too much and wearing my heart down on my sleeve. And damn me for needing your touch, 'cause now you're only in my dreams. I love too much. That this woman has a heart of steel. She doesn't know where I've been. She can sense it by the mood of men. The girl, she has a heart so fine. The girl, she has a heart like mine. When I think that I don't know what direction her and I should go, well, there she is to step right in, puts us right back on track again.
Hi, we're back with Sandie Lanae, and how I met you is I did a shoot up at the Tahoe Museum with Kim Capel, and after the shoot I watched the show, and I saw a ghost in one of the pictures, a face of a young Swedish person. And I told Kim about it. Well, Kim was very knowledgeable about ghosts. And I said, how could this be? Well, it turns out she's involved with with Thin Veil Investigators.
Yes.
And I think, so you go to discovering, encountering your ghosts, discreetly encountering your ghosts.
Right.
That's wild.
That's our credo.
Yeah, so basically if I have a ghost in a picture at the museum, you would go there and talk to the ghost or see what's going on?
I could try.
I mean,
a lot of times they kind of move on, and a lot of times they stick around in the same spot.
Well, I didn't see the ghost in person, but
No.
I just saw it later on tape, and I never heard of a ghost being on tape before.
With the digital cameras that they have out now, you really can see the energy sources from the spirits.
I did not know that. I never had a clue. I just thought it was really weird, but I remember every second of that shot, and there's no way a reflection of anything besides would be in that picture.
Sure.
So if you go to the museum, it's in the Harvey's bomb sequence, and
Well,
it's
I'd
really
like to see that.
yeah. But when I talked to Kim more about it, he says you guys go out in investigations all the time.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do private homes and businesses, haunted houses, haunted buildings, fields, meadows, and objects.
Well, when I worked at Valhalla and in South Lake Tahoe, it was major haunted. I mean, these ghosts would, if I had a trash on a step, trash on the steps, and like in the back from cleaning up the upstairs, they would kick it and it'd be all over the
Oh,
place.
yeah.
And I mean, one time I had a rock that I wanted to take home that I found outside, and they kept on taking the rock off the banister and putting it on the ground.
Oh.
And I told the boss, this place is haunted, and her and her little girl said, yeah.
Oh, they just knew it already.
They said they weren't really ghosts, they're poltergeists.
Okay.
And it got to the point where I was pretty scared to go there. I'd go there more like at sunrise because I didn't seem to have that effect after sunrise.
Okay.
Are ghosts still active in the daytime, or is it just scarier at night?
It's just scarier at night. Actually, we found ghosts at 9 in the morning, at 9 at night. It's just that, and this is just my own opinion, this is what I believe in, is that their energies have the time to come out when it gets evening and nighttime because the world is quiet. We're all going to bed. We're not. The traffic isn't as heavy. We don't have as many worries. The world and the people in it are starting to be quiet. So then the ghosts have time then to really shine. Their energies can come out loud and clear.
Well, if you die by the mansion but not in the mansion, you can still end up in the mansion as a ghost.
Sure.
Because the one was a little girl that fell in a well. I did research on that one. Another one was a butler who died in a plane crash nearby, and then one was like the person that was in charge of maids, and she even knew my name. Now, how would a ghost know my name?
They know an awful lot about us humans because I still believe that they are people. I have a hard time trying to call them ghosts and spirits. I do that because that's what people are used to, but I call them people. Probably one of the reasons that the little girl and the butler ended up in the mansion is because, think about it, it's more comfortable. Would you like to spend eternity in a cold well or on a mountainside that the plane crashed, or would you like to go in a nice warm house and stay there?
Makes sense. And everybody was real friendly. This I call her the school marm, but I don't know her. But she was real friendly. She was bossy, telling me to do stuff.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
So she knows she was in charge of people. But for some reason, my nervous system got affected where I started jumping all the time when people would come around a corner. So I went there and I was cleaning at sunrise. I was kind of stalling, and a lady forgot her purse, and she came out to the window, and she said something. And I thought,
Oh,
I
gosh.
did a scream, and she started screaming.
Oh, no.
She turned out she just forgot her purse at the
Right.
wedding because I was cleaning up after weddings.
Oh, okay.
My cleaning company. So when
how
somebody like
funny.
me tells you these kind of stories and say I'm hiring you, can you go and help these people move on to the next level, or are they kind of stuck here, or do they want to stay here? Or
If they want to go, yes. We do have them cross way over, but only if they want to go, or if they're having a lot of problems in the house too. And it's like, you just can't be here anymore. You're scaring the humans that live here. But actually, they have to oblige by your rules. If you want the ghost to remain in your home, you can tell them only come out when we're at work. You have to leave these figurines alone because they're expensive, or you can have dinner with us, but we're not cooking you your favorite meal. And sit down and have watch TV with us, but don't move things and don't scare the dogs and the kids. And they have to oblige by your rules.
well, I had a ghost in Chicago, and I called him Jaji. That was his name, but he was like being by a stove, hot. You could feel when he was around. It smelled like Old Spice, and he liked to watch TV, so he was cool. But his brother didn't like me, and I could see almost like a shadow of him like punching me.
Sure.
But like a year later, I changed rooms because I wanted to get away from the mean guy. But both of them were there in the room, and it seemed like they both ended up turning into a bright light on both sides of me.
Oh,
Brightest
sure.
light I've ever seen in my world. And I was wondering, were they taking something out of me for them to go to someplace else, or why was they? I mean, this light was so bright, but it's almost impossible to talk about how bright it was.
Sure. I do understand the brightness of that light, and I just really feel, tuning into the energies of that, I just think they wanted to let you know that they were still with you. No matter what room you moved to, they were just still with you, and they were on each side of you, so they're just, I don't know, just keeping you safe.
Oh, good, because I thought they were saying goodbye. I really didn't see much of them after that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they were then.
Yeah. But it's hard to talk to it because it was my best friend's grandfather, and so you don't want to talk about it.
Right.
So I was like a little jumpy, but anyways, it seems like this stuff has happened all my life too. So my grandmother as a kid, and so has this also been what you've gone through as well with?
Sure, you're probably pretty well psychic. That's why you're seeing them. You bet.
Well, more of a precog. I can do things about 8 seconds before they happen. Like I'll stop in a gas station.
Oh, definitely, yes.
I'll stop real fast, and also the truck would have hit me if I would have kept on going.
Right.
That happens all the time in Tahoe because people drive terribly.
Oh, that's a good ability to have.
It's very
bet,
good. So
yeah.
I missed a lot of it.
Oh, good for you. That's awesome to know. That's cool.
So with your other investigators, can Justin join your group? Because you said something about pre-training and something I saw.
Well, actually, we're a different type of group because we all are some type of psychic or sensitive in some manner. So if Justin was a psychic or a sensitive, we'd like to have him go out with us and we put him to the test. And then if he fit in and if he wasn't afraid, to be around us, because when we do investigations, we really are in a lot of nooks and crannies looking for the spirits, having them come out so we can communicate. That's what our investigative team is all about, is communication with the spirits to find out who they are, why they're there, what happened to them, do they want to cross over, do they want to stay, and if they want to stay, we put house rules down of the owner of the house or business. And so that's basically what we do. We try to gather information, communication, so we have our data. But
that's what I kind of liked about it too, is doing the research of the entity. And I swear, this is going to sound weird probably everyone, that my ghost friends in Chicago were taking me to experiences they had in Poland.
Oh, okay.
We'd be by a fire with a fun thing, and I'd experienced things they experienced. I didn't know if I was getting memory cells from the house itself, or was this, and actually I was actually going with them to these places. I felt like I was there, and it was just so, and
Well, that is what I call like a remote viewing. Yeah, if somebody is telling you about this and you're experiencing it, that's it's kind of like I don't know, maybe you've heard of astral travel. It's kind of, I'm going to say, along those realms where you can actually put yourself inside of that building or home and see what they were describing or what they felt or experienced.
Those are fun.
Those are.
But you're also a writer.
I am an author.
Author, and you have, Justin's already shown probably the 5 books behind you, but this one is your latest, St. Charles Hotel, Carson City, Nevada. And I was actually, is this the one right across the street from Mom and Pop's or something? Right next
Yes,
to that?
I think it is. Yes, it is.
It
Yes.
was for sale, and I really wanted to buy it somehow. And Deborah was hedging because she said, because of the historical status, it'd be hard to get. But you did the research on this. Is there something that's attracting me to this building for some reason? Is it a fun, great place or something?
It's a fun, great place, and it's actually Thinville Investigator's second home, really.
Oh.
We've been investigating this building since 2005. We are friends with the residents that are still there, residents.
Wow.
And it's very interesting, too, because the first time we went in there, we thought, oh, boy, we're going to get to see all the wild, wild West Coast. No, we were seeing people that had spent their last years or their last months there, and a lot of them were newly crossed over.
Oh, wow.
And one interesting fellow here is in the 1970s, there was a prize fighter by the name of Larry Duncan, and he spent his last days here, and he's still there at the hotel.
Oh, wow. Well, we just got the 2-minute warning. Can you give out your information so they can contact you?
Yes, everything that we do for Thinville investigators, my books and my psychic readings are all through sandypsychicstones.com.
Excellent. And you have, how many assistants do you have on these to go with you on these sightings?
Oh, we have 8 Thinville investigators, Kim Coppell being one.
She's really pretty nice at getting the word out. I paid attention when she
She's
speaks.
my favorite fan. I have to
Excellent.
hide the sledgehammer, though. She's my biggest fan.
She knocks down walls?
I think she could be, yes.
Well, I was just thinking, if you get to a situation where somebody hid gold in the building and that was one of your dreams, could you like knock down stuff to find it?
Oh, I sure would.
You wouldn't believe the dreams I get. I get some really great stuff from in a certain area. I get a lot of the history dreams.
Oh,
But I have
yeah.
one where someone hid some gold.
Oh, well, let's go.
Well, where do you get the books at? Through your website, you said?
Through my website, and I also sell them through Kim Coppell's business, Genoa Historic Ghost Tours.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, Sandie, thank you for being on
Well,
Nevada
thank
Trails.
you.
I really appreciate it.
This was nice. Thank you.
It's been Michael Smith for Nevada Trails, and get your ghosts happy.
That's right.
Thank you.